Trump's been in office over a year, and Democrats are tired of him winning, so they're throwing in the towel.
If this is making America great again, we need to stop making America great again because I'm exhausted. Morally and physically and mentally exhausted.
You're not supposed to tell your opponent when you're tired. You think Jordan told Magic, hey, look, Magic, I'm tired. Nah, he just kept fighting. Joy, this is a new age, baby.
Yeah, excited isn't the word. The market should be excited too. We're seeing interest rates move down and stocks move up.
Just relax. Don't be a panicking.
The stock market has been telling us what to believe ever since Liberation Day. The stock market said this is not going to be the end of the world. Like so many, like almost unanimously, business reporters tell us we're the end of the world. And here we are, up, what are we at, 36% since then?
Renovation on the White House, 401ks are through the roof, 8 peace deals. But the Democrats can't stand it. So guess what? They decide to shut down the government. Take a listen.
We know that people are going to suffer if we don't open the government. And we only have just under a week to make sure that this does not happen. And I'm just going to make it as plain as possible. People will go hungry.
So wait, the so-called party of the working class is okay with the working class going hungry? Really? Not Trump. He hit up one of his homeboys and had him cut a check to make sure that the troops got paid.
He called us the other day and he said, I'd like to contribute any shortfall you have because of the Democrat shutdown. I'd like to personally contribute any shortfall you have with the military because I love the military and I love the country. And today he sent us a check for $130 million. That's what I call a patriot.
I guess billionaires ain't so bad after all. Ain't that right, Bernie? But Democrats are not upset that Donald Trump got the troops paid. Say it ain't so. Nah, they still worried about Donald Trump and his ballroom.
He thinks that he has the authority to go and destroy, what is essentially a sacred historic site and put up, a palace because he thinks he's a king.
They calling Trump a king, but Obama, he thought he was a god. Remember how he ascended from Mount Olympus and spoke like Caesar, surrounded by Greek columns? He even said he had the power to lower the world's oceans. His nickname was the Black Messiah. The Democrats thought Obama could do no wrong, thought he could walk on water and gave him a halo. But Trump builds a ballroom for the people, and they all up in arms.
Tonight, sources tell ABC News President Trump is aiming to tear down the entire east wing of the White House.
Democrats are for the working man, but they act like they've never been around a construction site. Take a listen to Liz and Amy.
No, it is actually a demolition zone. That is what it is. Look at that.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Wow. This is a construction zone. Donald Trump can't hear people asking for help because there's all this
the machinery. I mean, these are like bulldozers taking down the people's house right in front of our eyes.
It's gonna be noisy, ladies. It's a construction site. It's men at work. He's building you a ballroom so you can dance in a dress. Obama, he hosted state dinners in a tent. Dignitaries from all over the world will come to visit the White House, and they never visited the White House. They were outside on the grass. And you know where they went to the bathroom at? In a porta potty. Prime ministers are using the bathroom in a porta potty. Can you imagine security trying to secure dignitaries around a porta potty? But Democrats, they want to sue Trump to stop construction. The only thing Trump is breaking is Betty Ford's heart.
The East Wing was home to America's first ladies. Betty Ford, that's her at her desk. She once famously said, if the West Wing is the mind of the nation, then the East Wing is the heart. Well, it has been ripped out.
The president's not trying to break the first lady's heart. It's an upgrade. Are you ready? The president has decided what he's going to name the ballroom. Yep, the Donald Trump Ballroom. What, you thought he was going to name it the Joe Biden Ballroom? The Autopen president? You know who else loves the Donald J. Trump Ballroom? Rachel Maddow's boss, Comcast, MSNBC's parent company. They donated millions to build the ballroom. How embarrassing for MSNBC. Oh, my bad. MS Now. How appropriate is that? The president said he's already received over $350 million in donations. That covers almost all of the costs. With the money left over, he can build Miller his own VIP room. The Democrats are just jealous they're not invited.
President Donald Trump, you go meet him. He's charming as can be. Sits down, talks with you. He says, "Hey, Joe, what about this? What about that?" No, we talk about a lot of things. And then one time I told him, I said, "Mr. President, just call me last." I was the only Democrat he was talking to. Come over, have breakfast, come over lunch, or do whatever, come to a movie. And had a lot of fun.
They're jealous. They just upset that Donald Trump had enough imagination to build the ballroom. But new rule, no one that uses the word Nazi is going to be invited to the ballroom.
Stephen Miller is a white supremacist. I mean, he is. And even though he's Jewish, he's like a Nazi Jew.
Well, look, I can't speak to what Stephen Miller's motivations are. I've met him, I've talked to him, I've interviewed him.
How tall is he? Yeah, we're dying to know.
Oh God, I can't remember that.
Short?
Yeah, so Stephen Miller's short. Really? He's Jewish and he's 5'10", ladies. What about Graham Plattner with the Nazi tattoos that's running for Senate, the so-called nipple Nazi? He didn't just cover up his Nazi tattoo with a little wolf. He said blacks don't tip, called cops bastards, rural America racist and stupid, called himself a communist. Oh, and now we find out he called the military gay. The Democrats will probably twist it up and say gay as in happy.